If you're advantaged, generally you can do a lot of things. If you're neutral, you might be able to do a few things. If you're disadvantaged, there's not a whole lot you're doing. You're pretty much running at that point. But what it allows you in the game, and toss me, let me just grab MiG-21 there. Oh, thank you. So what it really allows you to do is say, I don't really care what altitude I'm at. I don't really care what airspeed I'm at exactly. What is my relative advantage state? So someone might be neutral. This guy might be advantaged. So that means he's going to be able to do some things against that guy. Maybe this guy makes a maneuver and maybe he ends up being advantaged again. So that then now prevents the Phantom from doing some things. They're going to change throughout the time, because what you can do is you can always give up advantage. And so you can say, I want to make some crazy maneuver, or I want to dive across the board, and you'll give up a level of advantage to do that. And we'll talk about it when we go through the quick start, quick reference guide, which hopefully we have. If you don't have one, I'll. Oh, there's 2 copies over there. Okay, cool. But you can, in the game, you can give up advantage to do a lot of cool things. All right, so the most important part of this is the initiative structure around that advantage. Advantaged aircraft move before neutrals, before disadvantaged. So if you're the disadvantaged guy on the board, you're going to be the last guy moving, last guy shooting, last guy reacting to everything. Inside of those groups of advantage, neutral, and disadvantage, we go by pilot skill. So you see on the base there's a number, and that's your pilot skill. Today we've got 4s, we've got 3s, and we've got a couple 2s out there. So we don't have any aces, which are the 5s. You see the orange guys out there. But basically, if you had 2 identical aircraft at their advantage levels, you'd look at the pilot skill first. In this case, a pilot skill 4 would go first, then the 3, then the 2 on down. Now, what happens if you get 2 aircraft that have the same pilot skill? I'll just do this. Put those 2 pilot skill 4s out there. Then you look at the speed of the aircraft. And I realize that's kind of an annoying way to determine initiative, but you look at the card, and so for our F4E Phantom, he is speed 16. What is our MiG-21? Oh, so see, this shows a good point. So they've got the same airspeed. There's a little number in white underneath that may be hard to read. For the Phantom, he's 1485. So the Phantom has a higher mile per hour number. That's kind of the tiebreaker. That's that last number. That means the Phantom will go first, then the MiG-21s will go. Now you'll see a lot of the aircraft, they'll have different speeds, like some of our subsonic brothers over there. They'll get capped out at like 14, 13, somewhere in there. So they'll move a similar amount, but obviously initiative-wise, they're going to be reacting. They're going to be going after you. All right. So how do you move? Movement is probably the second most complained about part of the game, and I say that because it is something that is very straightforward, and you all will screw it up at least one time each. The standard move in Blood Red Skies is you can move your speed or up half speed to full speed, any increment in there, and then at the end of it you can turn 45 degrees, turn up to 45 degrees. So for me, as a Phantom over here, my speed is 16, so I could move 8, that's the minimum move, and turn 45. I could move, let's see, like 9, another 7, there's my 16, and I could opt to maybe not turn 45, but I can't turn in the middle of that move. I have to go straight. Should I want to turn, that's where advantage becomes important. So let's say that there's a MiG over here, and driving 16 inches that way isn't going to do me any good. And even if I do a min move and turn 45, not really threatening the guy. So I can give up a level of advantage. I can do, as you see on the card there, number 2, burn advantage to maneuver. When I do that, I can make a turn of up to 180 degrees anywhere in my move. So, I mean, if I was wanting to run away, I could turn up to 180 degrees, move that way. I could move all my move, then make a turn 180 degrees. Or, like we were talking about, I could move, let's say, 8 inches there, turn 90 degrees, and move another 8 inches there. And now I'm in close with that MiG. We'll talk about why that may or may not be a good idea later on, because remember, once again, if you are disadvantaged, generally you're not threatening anybody. So somebody showing up behind you at your 6 o'clock as a disadvantaged guy doesn't get to do a whole lot. All right. The other move you could do. So we talked about burning advantage to maneuver. Let's say you are that guy getting chased. There's a MiG behind you, and you're like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going to get out and away from the rest of this dogfight. So you could burn advantage to dive. And in that case, you can add 6 inches to your move. So now I move not just 16, but another 6, and then can make a 45-degree turn. That may seem not super intuitive. You're like, whatever, it's only another 6 inches. But when the other people have to all decide, do they leave the fight, do they pitch out, that 6 inches gives you an ability to get out and away from the rest of the fight. It's also a great way if you are advantaged at the start of the game. And I always bring this up because people don't necessarily think about it, is if you want to dive across the board, you could burn to neutral. Move. Whoops, I overmoved there. Sorry. Oh, no, I was right. Couldn't do basic math. Move your extra 6 inches, and now you're halfway across the board. So, but you've given up advantage to do that. So now you're a neutral airplane. You'll move, shoot, do all that stuff the next turn later in the initiative scheme. All right. Any question about basic moving? Basic moving is pretty straightforward. We'll go through it a couple times in the actual game itself. All right. You guys want to join? Okay, that's fine. All right. do you want to roll over and shoot a few? All right, roll on in here. All right, so that's moving. Now, the key to what you do in the rest of the game, pilot actions. After you're done moving, you can take one of 3 pilot actions. You can take a shoot, you can take an outmaneuver, or you can regain advantage. Now, all that you do when you regain advantage is you just flip to the next higher level of advantage. There's a restriction on this. If you notice this wonderful little green card in the middle of the table. So these are the jet rules. Rather than World War II, where jets could easily climb for advantage and outpower each other, now we're in a thrust-to-weight world. Jets hold other jets down. And so it's kind of a strange concept. You're like, how does this work? Well, what we're basically simulating is when you get in a dogfight, in a bit close-in turning fight, it's hard to regain energy. It's hard to regain advantage. So if a jet of an equal or more advanced era is within 9 inches of you, you can't climb for advantage. So we talk about there's a roving bubble that follows these aircraft around. It's like a 9-inch bubble that if I am this Phantom out here and I've got a MiG-21 within 9 inches, I can't just opt to regain advantage because his thrust to weight, he'll match me, he'll add energy. It doesn't allow me to do that. Now, if I am the MiG-21 and there's an A4, and the A4s and the MiG-17s are second-generation aircraft, that MiG-21 can regain advantage when he wants to at the end of that turn because he's not going to lose a thrust-to-weight fight with that A4. So, poor A4 guys. What it means if you're the A4 guy, you are held down. That MiG-21 keeps you from gaining advantage. So anyway, at the end, exactly. Well, today will be a dogfighter. But that's regaining advantage. Talk about shooting in a second because that's what everyone really wants to know about. Outmaneuvering. This is another one that sometimes takes a while to wrap your brain around. But outmaneuvering, if you are within 9 inches and at any advantage level, it doesn't matter, you can opt for that pilot action to attempt to outmaneuver the other airplane. What is this? Jinking into them, putting your nose on a lot of different things that cause that aircraft to maneuver. So it's very generalized. But what you do is you compare the pilot skill. So let's say I'm this F4 over here, and I want to try to outmaneuver this MiG-21. He has a higher pilot skill than me, so he gets to roll. So in that case, he takes his pilot skill, 4 dice for that. He takes his aircraft's agility. Over the MiG-21, it should be a agility 1. Oh, 2, that's right. So he gets 6 dice. Now, if you notice the dice, they have an ace of spades on it and a bunch of kill markings. Ignore all the kill markings. Only pay attention to the ace of spades. That's all that matters. All right, so I got what we would call a success, or 2 successes to be honest. So I avoided being outmaneuvered. But let's say I'd failed that. Then that MiG-21 would lose a level of advantage. So even when you're a disadvantaged fighter, there's things you can do at the end of the turn. Even when you're held down, can't climb up, you can still opt to outmaneuver. Now, the best time to outmaneuver and I'll flip these guys around, is when you are, and you don't have to be disadvantaged, we could be neutral, is when you have a higher pilot skill. Because if your pilot skill is higher, you automatically knock that aircraft down a level of advantage. Assuming that you have better skill, it's easier for you to outmaneuver him. All right. Questions on any of those? We're ready to talk about shooting. Okay. Shooting missiles and guns is almost the same in this game. We'll talk a little bit about the considerations of the difference, but the basic shooting rules are functionally the same. 6-inch ruler. This is your gun ruler. Each of the missiles has a different minimum and maximum range. So when you're a missile shooting aircraft like the MiG-21s, there is a missile minimum range on their AA2 and a maximum range. If you are shooting missiles with the F4s over here, we have AIM-9Bs. You have a missile minimum range of 3 inches and a maximum range of 12 inches. If you're an A4 or a MiG-17, you're not shooting missiles. But we'll work through that. You also have an arc that you can shoot those missiles in. So we'll talk about the arc a little bit, but realize that it's the same principle, same rules for shooting, whether it's a missile or a gun. Let's do this. Let's go for a standard rear quarter shot. And let's say it's going to be a gun shot. So you just have to have that aircraft in your forward arc. And in this case, we're in his rear arc. So when we shoot, we'll roll 4 dice for ourselves, plus the firepower for a MiG-21 MF, because it has actually has an internal cannon rather than a potted cannon, so it's 2. So he'll roll those 6 dice looking for a 6. Okay, so we got a success. So here's where the key element of morale and everything goes into the game. So we have what's called a boom chit. That gets awarded to the squadron that he just shot at. So he influenced them in some way. Maybe he hit them, maybe he didn't. He caused a little bit of combat stress there. Now this aircraft has to go ahead and defend, so he rolls 3 dice for his piloting skill, plus 1 for his maneuverability, and he's now trying to dodge that attack. Okay, he failed to dodge, so he loses a level of advantage. He now goes to disadvantage. Remember how I said you didn't want to be disadvantaged? If you're disadvantaged and you fail that roll, now you get shot down. And when somebody gets shot down, seeing your buddy get shot down right in front of you, that also awards a boom chit. So we'll talk a little bit about the end of the game and how boom chits influence that, but that is the basic mechanic of how you get squadrons out of the game, is you deal enough boom chits to them. Now, shooting always has to be an aircraft of lower advantage. So advantaged guys can shoot neutrals or disadvantaged. Neutral guys only shoot disadvantaged. And if they're neutral, or if they're disadvantaged, sorry, they don't shoot anybody. All right. The last thing is the number of dice you throw. So remember we talked about defending there. It was your pilot skill plus your agility. It's the same thing if you're shooting at someone in the forward quarter. So if this MiG is shooting at let's say a disadvantaged Phantom, he's still going to defend with 3 dice plus 1. But he gets to shoot back because it's forward quarter. And so these are F4Es, gun-equipped Phantoms. He would then, excuse me, get to shoot back with 3 dice for his pilot skill, plus that orange number, 2 dice for his firepower. And so, yeah, even though the MiG might have scored a boom chit on him, now the MiG has to defend. MiG takes a boom chit. Head-on shots against gun-armed Phantoms, not always the best way. It's funny when you play the Vietnam scenarios, you really feel for the non-gun-armed Phantoms because they get headshots taken all the time and they can't respond. But now that we're in a gun-armed Phantom era, head-on shots are risky. Yep.
MiG-21 rolls got a hit, and you roll the Phantom's defense.
Right.
And then if you would have got a spade, would that have canceled?
Yeah. Well, so what would have happened? So let me just go through this. Let's say we rolled his shooting attack. We get one hit there. Let me pull these off. That first boom chit goes over there because you've hit him regardless. He then defends. So let's say he rolled his 4 dice. Whoops. His 4 dice and he defended. Okay, he's still alive. He doesn't lose a level of advantage, get shot down. Now he fires back, with 3 dice plus 2. And now he gets a hit, so a boom chit goes over to the MiG-21. Right, you don't lose that chit. You still have been influenced. And now the MiG-21 has to roll to defend. He doesn't, so now you end up in a situation where, yeah, you got a head-on shot, Both sides took a boom chit, and now you're both disadvantaged. So congratulations on giving up everything good you had at the start of that attack. Which, that's how my head-on gunshots normally end up, by the way. Actually, no, they normally end up putting no damage on the guy I was trying to kill. And I take all the damage. All right, the last thing for shooting is deflection shooting. Okay, deflection gunnery is hard. So especially when you're talking about 300 plus mile an hour airplanes, the difference is when you defend, you now get to add your speed. Yes, I did say your speed. So 16 dice plus your pilot skill 3. You will roll 19 dice to defend. So it's hard to shoot an airplane down when you're shooting a deflection shot. Unless you're Steve Toth, my friend, who's rolled 34 dice and got no successes before. So it is possible to be shot down in a deflection shot. Generally, though, it doesn't happen.
Is that different between guns and missiles?
So none of the missiles that we have in the game can you shoot as a deflection. You always have to shoot those a forward or rear arc, and we'll talk about that in a second. But when you get to all aspect missiles, there's some other considerations that we have in there in the rules for when you shoot those in the beam, because that it also is a hard tracking problem for that missile, that it may come off the rail, but probably may not guide. Okay, so let's talk the last caveats of missiles. Both sides have first generation infrared missiles. So let's say that I am chasing a guy down. Did you bring my tape back? Ah, thank you. All right, so let's say MiG-21 is chasing this Phantom down, and he's about 9 inches away. That is well within range for your AA-2, but if you notice the AA-2, when it shows that rear arc, shows an arrow. You have to be pointed with the pipper on your airplane directly at his post. You can't be just shooting in the front arc with that AA-2. It's a first-gen missile. You have to point directly at him. And then there's a firepower value, which I believe is 2. Okay, so then you would take your pilot skill, add your 2 dice, and roll looking for a success. Okay, this is where missiles come into their own. If you fail to dodge a missile, regardless of your advantage state, so he could have even been a neutral guy that I shot, you fail to dodge, you die. So it is not you just slightly get damaged. If you fail to dodge that missile, if he rolls his dice and they all come up failed, that airplane comes off the board, there's another boom chit awarded. All right. There are some other caveats with missiles, guns. There's a concept called tailing. In other words, you want to be back here and you want to be pointed right at him, and you can reduce his advantage automatically to disadvantaged regardless of what he is. But if he has a wingman out there, and we'll talk about the ranges and all that when we actually get to that position in the game, that guy can guard him and keep him from being knocked all the way down to disadvantage. All right. That was the faster, funnier version of the rules. Any questions before we play through this? So we'll just jump in and we will cross those rules bridges when we need to. All right. Who wants to play MiGs, first of all? Who wants to be, and whichever, yeah, you guys are, okay. Do you guys want to do 17? You can grab 2 of the 21s, whichever ones. Okay. Grab 2 of the 17s. Do you want to do A4s or F4s? Yeah, yeah, don't grab the turtle pots. Okay. So I will give you, let's see here. Where did my other, oh, he's all the way over there. All right, so let me do this. So I will give you a 4 and a 2. And if you want to take 2 of the A4s. Okay, so here's, let me give you guys a set of movement templates. Okay. So once again, you've got firepower, agility, movement. You shoot with the orange number, you defend with the blue number, and you have movement down the bottom. And
What's the big orange number and the small orange number?
oh, so that's bomb firepower. So if we were doing a air-to-ground mission, then the bomb, that's how many dice you'd roll plus your pilot skill when you're bombing. So the reason that exists is in the Blood Red Skies rules, it was all based on engines of aircraft. And so we said, well, now we've got to the jet air, we got to kind of put that on its head. We got to give them a separate firepower for the aircraft. All right. We're not going to play with the traits the first time through. We're just going to play a real quick engagement and see how that goes. So if you want to go ahead and just put, for both of your sets of aircraft, put them right up against the edge of the board and put them about 1 inch to 2 inches apart. Okay. I'll give each of you a die real quick. Roll a die and place it in front of your aircraft. If it is a 1 or a 2, your aircraft start disadvantaged. If it is a 3 or a 4, your aircraft start neutral. And if it's a 5 or a 6, your aircraft start advantaged. Yep, so go ahead and roll yours. All right, you're advantaged, so go ahead and roll those guys back on their stand. Yeah, I know. I blame him. The triangles are small. All right, I'll take those dice from you. All right. Okay. So if everyone remembers, the initiative starts advantaged, neutral, then disadvantaged. So our advantaged pilot skill 4s, and remember Phantoms are moving before MiGs, so you're the first move up there. So you can move between 8 and 16 inches for that aircraft without burning advantage. And then just move your 4 first. Yep. So you're, no, actually you will be, math in public, 713. It's half rounded up. Yeah, the poor A4 is the kind of the slow kid. Exactly. John McCain, the unluckiest A4 pilot. What's that?
I can move both of them.
No. Move just the 4. Sorry, not the 2. Just the 4. Yeah, just the 4. So move your 4 first. All right. And then go ahead and we'll throw these little markers back there. Throw one of the wing markers behind him. Mark that he's moved. We use these just to keep track of who's moved, who hasn't. All right. So then the number 4, pilot skill 4, MiG-21.
The higher the number, the better, the lower.
For pilot skill, higher. So the 4s are the best that we have on the board. All right. So the next advantage aircraft would be 3s. So you've got an advantage 3. So go ahead and move yours. All right, and you've got some red, wing tokens. All right, so your advantage 2 would move next. You guys are so cautious. No one diving across the board. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and throw a wing marker behind that guy. Okay, so they're all the advantage guys. Neutrals, neutral 4. So you should be a speed 14, so you're... All right. And I'll remind you, because you're neutral guys, remember the jet card. At the start of a turn, you can gain a level of advantage. So if you want, at the very start of the turn, so there's the green card there with jet. So the very start of a turn, if you want, if you're not within 9 inches of another enemy aircraft, go ahead and gain a level of advantage.
That's instead of movement, right?
No, it's as a part of your movement, you automatically can do that. So that's kind of the key, is if you can, it makes the game have more slashing attacks for jets, because if you get outside those bubbles, they can automatically regain advantage. All right, then the advantage 4, neutral 4. Okay, so the first thing you would do is probably you'd gain a level of advantage, right? Because there's no other enemy within 9 inches, so he'd go back to advantaged. And then I laugh because you'd be like, oh, wait, let me give up that advantage I just regained. And so then you could move 13 plus 6, so you could move 19 inches. And then you can turn up to 45. And so he gave up a level of advantage, so he'd now be neutral. Yep. And again, throw one of the blue wing markers behind him. All right. So then neutral 3s. You have a neutral 3 over there.
So this missile can only shoot directly behind it.
Correct. You've got to be directly behind the guy. Now, yeah. And so you get this interesting transition of that around between 3 and 6 inches. You could do either one of those attacks, one or the other, but just Pick the one with the higher probability. So, and we changed the odds on the dice when we first played this. Or when Roger and I first play tested it, all the first generation missiles had negative firepower values because their historical hit percentages were terrible. But it's not much fun when you're a pilot skill 2 guy and you're rolling one die. So we bumped them up. Oh yeah, move the last A4. So yeah, we kind of laughed. We had to make a tweak there to make it fun and not totally historical. See, there's a guy that understands wingman. Protecting his 6. All right. That should be the end of the turn, so everybody pull their markers. All right, so now we got a lot of advantage guys. Still the advantage 4 is the first one to move. So now your tough decision. Who's your biggest threat out there? The MiG-17s or the MiG-21s? And remember, you have to move straight. You can't move off to the side. You have to, without burning advantage. You could. Sorry, what's that?
Question from the viewer: what's the 4 on the superscript of the A4?
Oh, that is their bomb firepower. So that's what they use instead of the number for single, multi-engine, or whatever for their bombs. Yep. Okay. Mark that guy. All right, advantage 4, MiG-21. Yeah, 16. This is why I, as a retired Marine, don't do well at this game. It makes me do math. All right. So now you're in close. So now you have a pilot action. Obviously, you're not going to climb for advantage because you're already up. You obviously can't shoot because you're both advantaged. Or you can. What's the third option? Exactly. So you can choose. Okay. Yep. All right. So that's an easy one. You're better than that guy. He's going to then lose a level of advantage. So now this is an important point to notice. He's now taken a guy who was going to move a couple steps later, made him the last guy on the board to move. Also, because he's at a level lower, he's now vulnerable to being shot at by advantaged guys, like his advantaged ally who's going to move here soon. All right. So, yep, that guy. Advantage 4, yep. So it's the advantage 4 MiG-17. So no, you can shoot him from whichever side you want. I mean, if you are in his front 90, he gets to shoot back. If you... Well, you'll do a boom chit. So there's something to think about in Blood Reds, guys. Is sometimes playing the long game is that you don't care if you shoot them down or not. You just start accumulating boom chits onto that squadron. Then you would give, yeah, exactly. So this is the point where all of a sudden you're like, well, do I take that risk? Yeah. So well, he can shoot back at you, but yeah, if you take that, you could do a lot of things. You could move right up against him, and he can't shoot you. If you're really a jerk like me, usually you'd like move outside of one guy's firing arc and point back the other way. Exactly. Okay, yep. So now you're going to shoot. Just something to think about is if we were playing with the cards, and we're going to do this real quick to not play with them, there are cards that, like, if you're within close range, you get an extra die in the attack. You automatically do critical hits, things like that. So those abilities make aircraft either want to close range with you, give up a missile shot, or whatever. All right, so you're shooting your pilot skill 4, so 4 dice, and then your firepower is 2. So, oh, all right, yeah, however many dice you need. Looking for 6. All right. So the good thing is this is where I get to explain critical hits. So hand me one of those boom chits. All right, so we're going to put that over here on our phantoms. Now, before he defends or before he shoots back, you got what we call a critical hit. You got more than one success. So it means he will roll 1 less die when defending. So now you will defend as a pilot skill 2, and you would have a 3rd die for your agility, but because of the critical hit, you don't. So you roll 2 dice, going for a looking for a 6. All right. So now you lose another level of advantage. So that aircraft now goes to disadvantage, but you get to shoot back. So 2 dice and 2 more dice for firepower. Yeah, exactly. Automatically, you get to fire back. So this is where you get to punish him for being so aggressive, which you do. You also get a critical hit. So take one of those boom chits onto the MiG-17 squadron, and you now roll. Let's see here. So you're 4 plus 2 minus 1. Yep. 5 dice.
You're making it easy.
I know. See, yes. Oh, and so like I talked about, now you lose a level of advantage, and you go to neutral. But both you guys took a boom chit, so it's adding stress to your squadron, and now he's disadvantaged. All right. Then, oh yeah, and that guy was still neutral because he gave up, so it's advantage 3s by speed. It'll be his. What's that? Yeah, shake the little 6-inch. There it is. Sorry. And that. Yep. So, just a little bit more. Yep. Oh, I know. Yeah. So, the little triangles. It's one of those things where I feel like retrofitting it with the Hawk widget is the way to go. All right. So yeah, you're neutral. Yep. Yeah, and we'll just move you another inch there. Just. All right. So then go ahead and do your shooting attack. So 3 dice, and then 2 more for your firepower. All of that for nothing, and he gets to shoot back. So punish him for his insolence and shooting at you in the forward quarter. There's your 4 dice. You're shooting that guy. No, you're shooting. He totally missed you. He totally missed you. Yep. All right. We totally missed him. All right. Well. All right. Just put a marker on your MiG-21. Everyone's dogpiling in. All right. So then that will be 3 dice plus 2 for your firepower. How's it going, guys? Oh, another critical hit. So throw me another boom chit over here. Oh, it's, 2 is a critical. So anything more than 1 success.
Both my phantoms are critically damaged.
Oh no, just this is the guy that they're dogpiling on. They haven't even shot the other one. So all right. So roll a defense. Once again, it would be 2, 3, then -1 for the critical hit. Oh yes, he survived. Oh, sorry, that was a deflection. That should have been a lot more dice. Sorry, but hey, he got it on those 2 dice. Yeah, because that would have been speed, so it would have been 16 plus 2 minus 1, so 17 dice. We would have been rolling all day, and you would have got it either way. So, all right, so he defends. Now, please punish the MiGs for turning tail on to you. Now that you're the advantage too. Right, so you can't move the 4 yet. He's neutral. He will move later. But use your advantage too. So that guy will then move next. Not your guy's going to be the last guy to move. That last guy. Correct. But with a 45-degree turn in there, you could remember if you get directly behind the guy, pointed right at his post, you could tail him and send him to disadvantage. Do you want me to? Because I feel sorry for my.
You only have 1 turn.
Yep. But here's.
You can burn an advantage.
Or you could burn advantage as well, but if you went, and you'd be slightly out of gun range, yeah. But you'd still be slightly out of gun range, so you are going to have to burn advantage to do it, because otherwise you'd be just right there and you'd be out of range.
So in other words, if I have, I got to move all 13.
Right. Yeah. Pretty much at that point. So you'd burn advantage, fly 9, fly another 2, and you'd be neutral. Then he would go to automatically disadvantaged.
So just 2.
So the MiG would go all the way to disadvantage. So if you're tailed, you are. The assumption is that guy has saddled in behind you, and
If I can move 15, it's 4.
right. Yep. And so then that, because there's no MiG over here protecting him, the only other MiGs that have a forward arc are out here, and it's not close enough. So, oops, sorry. Almost moved the wrong guy to disadvantage. All right. So now he's automatically disadvantaged. You can take your shot. 2 dice plus.
Wait, I lost it.
Right, you're neutral now. Yep. All right, 4 dice. All that for nothing. But hey, at least that MiG is now disadvantaged. So last guy to. Oh, sorry. Yeah. Your 4 will move. Is he outside of 9 inches? Nope, I don't think so.
Oh, crap.
Yeah, he's just right at 9 inches, so he cannot automatically gain.
Till the end.
Correct. Correct. And the real question is, did you get outside 9 again? Nope, he didn't. Okay, so he can't climb for advantage, but he could outmaneuver. Obviously, he can't shoot, but that guy, I don't think he can outmaneuver anyone who is. Oop, there we go. Let's see here. Nope, he's just outside of 9 inches of the 4, so that's about all he can do. All right, you're disadvantaged too. Yeah, this disadvantage. No, the 2, not the 4. So about all he can do is probably move straight forward. So you can go up to max speed of 16. So here's an easy way, rather than using that. Hold on, rather than using that.
Nope.
Oh, he is.
Yeah. Just align it with the post, and then you want to move 16 and get all the way out of there. Yep. Oh, and of course I knew an octave.
And oh wait, I'm disadvantaged, so I can't dive.
Right. Yep. Yep, just put the post right there. Yep, perfect. And you can turn up to 45 degrees if you want to at the end. Or if not, then just throw the.
2 MiGs in front of me.
Well, I think at this point, I would turn 45 away the other way. But that's all right. Now, here's the good thing. So,
fire
you,
that?
hold on. You just noticed that you flew 16 inches out there. So, what are you outside of? You're outside of 9. So, even though you started disadvantaged, here's where I suggest this is why you would turn 45 degrees. So, to put your 6 o'clock out there. And now,
I was gonna turn around.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. And so now you've kind of thrown your 6 o'clock away from him. And now you can regain advantage. And so now you're neutral, so at least you're going to move closer with everybody else. All right, we can pull all the chits, because that's end of a turn. All right, turn 3, advantage 4 Phantom. You have a neutral MiG in front of you. What's the first step of the whole activation? Yes, you can take a shot on somebody who's right in front of you. So you can't shoot at this disadvantage MiG. Your front arc just barely misses him, but that guy you definitely can take a shot on.
Alright, how many dice?
All right, so, yep, firepower 4 plus, your pot skill 4 plus your firepower of 2.
Needs to be able to roll a bunch of defense dice.
Yeah, because he's,
You can shoot at any side.
well, you always get to start, and you totally missed, didn't you?
Looks like you need a dice count.
Yeah, exactly. Or people could roll the dice tray. It's weird. No. All right, so you missed.
There's a dice.
There's a whole dice tray there. All right, so go ahead and you can decide to burn advantage, whatever you want to do to move now. We have an entire camera dice tray. But everybody wanted to sit down. No one wanted to stand.
So you can shoot at the beginning and end.
So at the beginning, it's not a pilot action. So in the beginning, it's kind of a free shot. So if somebody has rolled in front of you, and that's why I always mention it there. I've got the one that wants to be difficult. That's why. That's one of the ones we trimmed to fit the Warlord models, so it doesn't hold very well. All right, so go ahead and mark that guy out there. Now that he's done. Okay, so the next advantage forward would be the MiG-21.
It's got 9 inches from any other jet fighter by same caliber, right?
Right, so same or greater generation. So obviously, I mean, he's not going to...
Yeah, so my guy will.
Yeah.
He had
Yep, but he's already outside the bubble. Yep. The long range dive. Yeah, I'll get him on there. All right, so you gave that up. So now you're neutral, right?
no, that should have been 16.
Oh, 16. Okay. And then turn 45 at the end?
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. And I'll put you back to advantaged. All right, so you're out here advantaged. Pilot action, anything you want to do?
Am I within outmaneuvering range?
Well, we'll find out. Yep, well within 9. Okay, so it will auto outmaneuver that guy. So go ahead and move your A4 down to disadvantage. All right. So then the next advantaged aircraft is none of them. So neutrals. Neutral 4 by speed would be the MiG. Oh, let me throw me a marker for your MiG. Thank you. So even though this guy's disadvantaged, he still does hold you down, in case you're wondering.
So I can move mid-range.
Right.
Maneuver 180. And because I'm now in 9 inches,
Then you come back up. So you would go to disadvantage, go out 8 inches, turn around, come back up to neutral. Yep.
let's do that.
Okay, that's easy. Actually, I can do it real quick for you from this side. All right, so your min is 7. All right, so like that? Or you want
More
to
than
change?
9 from him.
Yeah, from him, yeah. So that's, yep. So you would have burned advantage to go to disadvantage, and now then it would have brought you back to neutral. Yep. Okay, cool. All right. Then it would be neutral 4. Yeah, the A4. Sorry, stealing everybody's. Yep. Oh, not quite. So close. Oh. All right. Do you want to do anything else? You are within 9, so outmaneuver. You're a 4, he's a 2. Yeah, so 4, he's a 3. So, and he's the closest, so then that knocks him automatically at disadvantage. All right, throw me a wing marker for your A4. All right. 4s, neutral 3s. There's no longer any neutral 3s, neutral 2s. Yep. So then you're neutral 2 from last. So you can walk around the other side of the board. It's probably easier. Okay. Oh, I know, because they're camouflaged. It's all Matt's fault.
The rules for chaff and flare.
So there's rules for, I will say, genericized expendables. Yes. So they do have that for later on when aircraft are actually carrying those. And it adds to your defense, adds to your dodge roll. And no, we don't track them.
Right.
Okay, so the first thing is, well, it would, but you're outside 9 inches because remember you climbed up. So you can automatically gain a level of advantage.
So stay neutral.
Yeah, you basically would do the whole thing and stay neutral. Yep. Trevor, if you're listening, you put too much lacquer on the Phantoms. They're beautiful, but I'll get it.
Expecting too much.
What's that?
You said too much lacquer on it.
Oh, no. It's because there's too much lacquer on the underside, so it took what was a very precise triangle, and now it's slightly too tight. Oh, look, it's our biplane pilot.
Need more biplane.
No, we don't. Go away. How was bolt action? All right, go ahead and move your guy.
I'm currently 1-1, so
Oh, okay,
no complaints.
that's good. That's good.
And I had arguably the funnest game I ever had in like 5% games last round. So I play other stuff too.
I just have to tease you.
I already moved, so can I not move now?
You can still. So I always remind people you can absolutely pre-measure these things. So a lot of times I will throw the shooting template down there so I know exactly how far I need to move. All right. Yep, now you're in range. So you would have to look what kind of missiles you have. So you have an AIM-9 that you have to be in his rear arc and pointed directly at him. Well, you're pointed directly at him, but you're just right outside of the rear arc. So no, you can't. So you have to use guns. All right. 2 dice there and 2 dice for the cannon. And use the dice tray. It's crazy. Why would we do that? All right. So MiG-21, stick a boom shit. And it's a critical hit, so you will defend with 1 less die. So it is a deflection shot. So it would be 16, 19 dice, only 18 dice to defend with. I just jinxed you there. You, in fact, will fail now that I did that. Okay, you got it in the first set. So, all right, you defended. All right, mark your neutral too. Or I'll mark it. Okay. Next, no, sorry, he's disadvantaged. So no other neutrals, disadvantaged for 3. Yes, so disadvantaged 3 will be next. So MiG-21. You want me to move him?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just get him, I don't know, out of the way of that MiG. 12 and then turn 45 degrees.
Okay.
Turn right.
Turn right.
And re-advantage.
Yep, because you're well outside, so yep, you'll go back to neutral. All right, toss me an orange. Cool. All right, so then it would be the disadvantage 3 MiG 17.
14. Turn. Left.
Okay.
Sweet baby.
Already a disadvantage.
No, you cannot. So, yep, and so then he'll be back. He'll be back to neutral. Toss me an orange. Thanks, sir. And now that was a good toss. And now disadvantage 2. So the good thing is when he starts, he's still unfortunately in range of him. Thought you were going to be just right out. Never mind. No. Somebody did their recognition, obviously. What's that?
Opportunity attacks for building a
No, there's not. Yeah, not. No. All right, even though you're disadvantaged, what can you still do? Outmaneuver. So you can you can attempt to outmaneuver the guy. He's obviously a higher pilot skill than you, so it means he's going to get to roll. But all right, so 4 dice and your agility of 2, so 6 dice. 2. There we go. All right. Yep. Okay. That would be the end of the turn. All right. 2 for you. 2 for you. Oh, there's yours. All right. Don't forget. What is your maximum range on your missiles?
12 inches.
Yes. Maximum range of an AIM-9B is 12 missiles. So let me give you that eyeball calibration. So while you may think you're outside of gun range, now that we're starting to have people opening up the fight, be careful where your extended 6 o'clock is. You may find a missile shot your way. All right. Advantage. Nobody's. Oh, yeah. We do. We still have advantage. Advantage 4. Nicely done, Mig. You keep.
Well,
Unless he wants to give up advantage. Now, remember. Actually, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to keep my mouth shut. You have to be pointed directly at him for the AA2. So you would have to. Yeah. Who are you trying to kill? Okay, so I'm going to use this no, you can. I'm going to use this as kind of a learning point. So you can choose to shoot him with guns or with missiles. Now, he's already disadvantaged. So really, it's kind of a wash either way. If he were neutral, then missiles would be the right choice. You would want to not move so close. But in this case, it's easy enough to go ahead and burn your advantage, spin 180 degrees around, and even a min move, you probably won't overshoot. Yeah, you won't overshoot with a minimum move. But now, the question you have to think about is, let's say there was a guy that was closer. Remember, what you're going to have to do is you'd have to drive out, turn 180, and come back in. So, but yeah, I'll let you do your move. You should shoot missiles just for the heck of it. Yep. Yep.
Shoot with guns.
Okay, shoot him with guns. All right, so he's well within gun range, less than 6. All right. 4 dice. Plus 2 more. There you go. All right, so another boom shit goes to the A4s. There you go. All right, go ahead and roll your defense. So it's 2 dice plus 2 more for your agility. Oh, sorry, 3. For doing your agility 3. All right, you defended. You're good. All right, orange marker. All right, that was the only advantage guy. Everyone else is neutral. Neutral 4 Phantom. Yep, you're up. Nope, the neutral 4. Sorry, that guy. Yep. So you're outside of 9 inches, so you would normally gain a level of advantage. Yep, yep, automatically, yep. Yep.
Turn here.
Yep.
See 9's range.
It is 3 to 12 inches. Yep. But you have to be in someone's rear quarter pointed right at them, so all these guys are going to be forward or beam.
What's gun range?
It would be 6 inches, the one that's in your left hand.
All right.
So, and so the easier way is if just figure out what your target is, put it right there.
Oh, yeah.
So that way, if you move 9 inches, you're right in gun range of him. Oh, you can move 8. But remember, you guys are both neutral, so you can't shoot that guy. Yeah, you're both neutral because you burned advantage to maneuver. Okay. All right. What are you going to do for a pilot action? Yep, you can shoot, outmaneuver, or climb. Can't climb because you got a MiG-21 in close. Can't shoot anyone, so you can. Yep, you can. Nope, you can try to outmaneuver somebody. So they're all pilot skill 4, so you could pick whoever you want. I would, for sake of argument, just to teach another rule. How about that guy? Because he's the one who's pointed right at you.
Yeah.
So let's say you outmaneuver him. He is not the closest bandit, so you'll get an extra die to defend with. It'll bump your pilot skill up 1. So it's going to act like, as I reach over and get my dice. Yep, you'll do 5, plus then you'll also get 2 for your agility. So you get an extra die, basically. Yeah, yeah. If you get that guy down, he's now moving later in the. Oh, and he defended, so he didn't. But the advantage of that, like I said, is now you've taken a guy who was going to move next, and now you've made him move much later. All right. So then it will be the MiG. Yeah, you got him. Unfortunately, disadvantaged guy. Okay, yeah, no worries. All right.
I'm trying to side jump past it.
Except you're neutral. Yeah. Yep. So here's one of the things to think about. Well, so yeah, exactly. So exactly. So what I was going to say is yeah. So it's one of those funny things of you still don't have to get close to him. You just have to stay within 9 inches of him. So you could move all the way out here, turn 45, and then you would still auto outmaneuver him. How far do you want to move? You want to do it to 9 or move just a little bit more? I'd move out there, turn 45, and then out once again. Yep, he'll automatically go. Yep, to disadvantage. Yep. Yep, neutral 3s, all the way over here. So yeah, you're neutral 3 first. I'm pretty sure you are. That's all right. Don't worry about it. Steve's like, my God, man, what are you doing over there? Yep. So you automatically gain a level of advantage. Yeah, I was about to say, Hercules. Hey, two. Somebody penalize him. All right. Cool. Yep. Okay, that's all right. Yep. Yep. So it'll be, yeah, you're pointed exactly at him. So it'll be 3 dice plus 2 dice, 5 dice total. All right. Once again, you might be asking, how many missiles do I carry? So if you notice on some of the aircraft, like the F4, the MiG-21 MF that had 4 missile rails, we don't track missiles because our assumption is you're not going to shoot 4 times the missiles in the game, so we don't even track it on those. There are aircraft that if they only carried 1 or 2, there's a trait called limited load that you do track those aircraft, how many missiles you're shooting. All right, so you moved yours, so now it's your guy. He should be right outside of 9. Let's see here. Oh, no, he's just inside of it. So he still can't climb up yet. Yep, exactly. So I would recommend like a min move, turn back. Like that. Yeah, then that'll put you outside 9. It keeps you in the fight. But, yep, outside of 9. And now your advantage. Yep, cool. Oh, let me get another orange one for your 3 there. All right. A4. Oh, I think, yeah, he already went, didn't he? Or no, he didn't. Oops, we moved out of order. That's fine. Would he have been, I think he's still within 9. Nope, he's outside of 9. So I won't shoot at that guy, don't worry. But what I am going to do is I'm going to, let's see. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So. I think I'm outside of 9. Yep, can't do anything with anyone else there. Okay. And then your disadvantage 2 gets to move. Yep. So unfortunately, pretty much, I mean, you can't shoot anybody. So about the only thing he can do is move straight somewhere.
I can just fly through there.
What's that?
I could technically just fly through it.
Yeah, exactly. So you would just move him right out here. And then turn 40. Yep, right there. And then turn 45. All right. You could still do an outmaneuver. At least try to do something to someone. So
This guy?
either one. Sorry, he should be neutral. Okay. So then roll 3 dice plus your agility. So 5 dice. Yep, for the MiG. Oh. See, that was quite useful. All right, so now the MiG goes down to disadvantage. I just tweaked him out of. Hey, it's it's my newly inherited A4. Ugh. Exactly. So just going to put him 10. That will get him outside of everyone there. Turn 45 and climb up. That may not keep him alive very long, but all right, everyone pull their chits. All right, everyone get a feeling for how, oops, sorry, throw those back over here. MiGs. All right. Advantage. Advantage 4. All right. And I'm going to auto outmaneuver him. I really didn't want to fight that. It was like, I could go shoot at the disadvantaged MiG. I'm like, and then his buddy will pummel me right after that. I'm like, all right, so that was advantage. Now neutrals. Neutral 4, your F4 can go. Yep, here you go, sorry. This is one of those cases where you pretty much can stay in a turning fight if you want, or you can move out and away and try to gain back some more advantage. So, no, you cannot. So what I would recommend in this case is move your minimum move, which is going to be 8, turn 45 towards these guys, and then if you're going to go ahead and do an outmaneuver, they're both equally threatening. This is the guy that's easiest for you to outmaneuver. If you go for this guy, he's going to become a pilot skill 5. So I would just force him to roll. So you'll roll 6 dice.
Wait, so if
yeah.
he becomes 5, that's
Just-
not gonna be good.
This is not the closest one.
Yeah, because he's not the closest one. Yeah, so he would have higher odds. So I would pick the guy with lower odds and outmaneuver him.
Yeah, all right. I'll
Okay, so go ahead and roll 6 dice. Oh, there you go. Yep, so that moves him down to disadvantage, which also helps you because now that guy can't fly out and regain to be advantaged, which was kind of where we didn't want guys. All right. Sorry, you're neutral 4 MiG. Okay, you can chase my A4.
Come see you. Chase you.
I just hope that I don't think I got, no, I definitely didn't get enough angles to get out of there. Shoot me again, whatever you want to do.
Can't shoot.
Oh, yes, right, yeah. Well, you can. So if you move into a position where you're pointed right at him and you're within,
Oh, missile range.
yep, well, you're within the gun range, you're tailing this guy. I don't have anybody else protecting him. So he goes automatically back down to disadvantage again. So do your worst.
That's going to be, sorry, how many dice?
So for missiles,
Yes.
so it's going to be your 4 firepower plus 2 for your missiles. So 6 dice. Jerks. Oh. All right. Second boom chit. All right, and now I have to defend or I die. So 2, 3, 5 dice. Ooh, I defended. All right, I didn't die. All right, mark your guy. Neutrals. All neutrals of. Oh, you're neutral 3 over here that I knocked down a level. Yeah, we got him. So what do you want? Sorry.
Get more than 9 inches away.
Yeah, exactly. So that's easy. So we'll go 9. Another 5, and that should put him outside 9 from everybody. Yeah, go ahead and make your turn. Yeah, he's outside 9, outside 9. Yep, and regain advantage. Cool. Darn you, Biggs. All right. Disadvantaged guys. So disadvantage 4, you're Mig over there.
You can charge 45 anytime during your play.
No, only at the end. Only at the end, yeah.
Does that advantage?
Nope. He's a friendly. That's why I was like, he's a friendly, so don't worry. Yeah. All right.
I'm used to seeing stars.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, there's no red star on this guy. All right. So you're disadvantage 3. Yeah, it's kind of tough. 6. Yep.
And I regain advantage.
No, you don't because he's right there. So.
I'm a jet above it.
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I forgot. Thank you. I was trying to hold you down.
And then I'm done there. So.
Yep. Okay. So then it'll be my disadvantage 2. No, because you're outside 9 inches. So. All right. Yep, it was right there. Yep, right there. Perfect. Yep, until you're 45. All right, so now my guy stuck back in the fight. Thanks, jerks. 9. All right. And I cannot do anything because I'm within. All right, I'm just going to attempt to outmaneuver him. So 5 dice. All right, you defend. All right, and that's the end of the turn. Stupid turning fights with a MiG. So one of the things to notice that different than if you played the World War II, that these fights, they're going to expand, they're going to contract. And so we're at one of those phases now, like we were 2 turns ago. Now everything's going to rapidly collapse. So whoever is advantaged, which thankfully is my guy, let me see if you've got 1 boom chit. Let me see if I can end this quickly on anyone.
How many boom chips do you need to end with?
So to get a squadron or flight out of the game, you just have more boom chits than they have aircraft on the table. So I'm super concerned because he's got 2, so 1 more chit on either one of our aircraft. So that's why I'm like, I got to at least get the MiGs, one of the MiGs groups out of the game. The problem is, yeah, I will never be able to get in his rear arc. Realistically, I can't get into his rear arc. I'm going to find myself in a difficult position here. I don't know that I got close enough. Let's see here. He is 4.5. He's okay. So he is now the closest guy. So I will auto outmaneuver him to disadvantage. All right. Neutrals, neutral 4. So your guy is outside of 9 inches of that other MiG.
Advantage.
So he will go to advantage. So now you can. Okay.
fire my missiles when I'm disadvantaged?
Not when you're disadvantaged. You still have to be at a higher advantage level to them. But once again, if you get within 6 inches, pointed straight at in their rear arc, pointed straight at their post, you'll knock them to disadvantage. So you could,
You moved it here.
yeah.
Turn.
Well, you don't even have to turn. You could actually just, when you do your turn, just make it right at him. And then, yeah, you could do whatever move you need at that point just to point outside of 3, but within 12. So go to, you got to at least tail him. So you got to at least get within, hand me the gun thing. Yeah, that's close enough to tail him. Yep. Okay. And so that will automatically move him to disadvantage. Now,
Missile?
yeah, absolutely. So you're outside 3 inches. So you can do that. Just barely outside of 3. All right, so 4 dice. Plus 2 more for the firepower of the missile. 6 dice. All right, so he takes a boom chit. And now roll to defend. Same number of dice, 6 dice.
It's actually just me.
Any defense. Stupid missiles. All right. Mark that guy. Neutral 4, MiG-21. Oh, sorry, you still have an advantage 3. I'm sorry, I forgot about him.
Weapons officer.
Yeah, it's not so good. Not so good. Yeah, you could totally burn advantage and turn and gun him. Yeah, exactly. So 5 dice. This may be the end for me. All right, got lucky.
Charmed life.
Yeah, exactly. Throw a marker on him. All right, neutral 4. Yep.
9 inches.
Oh, let me see. You may just be. Yeah, you're just barely inside it. I'll be honest. I would just chase the other A4 down and humiliate him at that point.
I get 16.
Yep. Oops, there's 9. Give you another 5. Yeah, and then just turn, and that's a perfect missile shot because he's already disadvantaged. So,
That's 6 again.
yep. And a critical hit.
Hopefully, put it
This is not going to be so good. So it's automatically this guy's last turn because you did just put another boom chit on him. So my A4s now have 3 boom chits. But let's see if I can avoid the shoot down. 2, 3. All right, what's the bet? Does the A4 die? 5 dice. Oh, sorry, 4 dice because it's a critical hit. 4 dice.
He'll make it. Fly hard, Doug.
Oh, charmed life. All right. So the A4 survives. Go ahead and mark your guy. I knew it. I knew it was going to happen. All right. Other neutrals. Then it's disadvantage, guys. Disadvantage 4. Yep. Oh, sorry. Keep stealing all your templates.
I'm gonna shoot that thing again.
I'm just laughing. I'm like, really? Really? All right. So you're disadvantage 3, who actually now can climb up. There's no other. Yeah, you're disadvantage 3. Yep. And pummel the A4.
5 space here.
Well, no, I was gonna say just you would just fly him out here and turn 45, and it's still within 12.
Oh, we missed it.
So it's another missile. So I guess the learning point of that is drive a dude down by tailing them in close, and then all your buddies can just pivot in and take missile shots at him. Which is funny because now when you look at that, you're like, how are you going to shoot and not hit the MiG that's that close? One of the things we argued about, we're like, should we have some rule about intervening aircraft with IR missiles? But yeah, we don't. So
That's okay. Pilot skill plus weapons.
I know because we've talked about they're like, yeah, take the shot and then roll to see who has to defend. How is that in fact possible? How is that possible? All right, you're 2 over here, disadvantage 2. So the good thing is he can gain a level advantage immediately. No, you'll still lose back to disadvantage when you do that, but yeah.
Only half speed or full
You can do as much, yeah, up to full speed if you want. Yeah, I would stay outside 9. I would stay outside so you can climb back up. All right.
And then
Regain.
at the beginning of this.
Right. Yeah, so that's the cool thing with a jet, is a jet can regain advantage. If it's not pressured in a turning fight, jet can regain advantage very quickly. All right. And guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to fly off the board. Now, normally in a scenario, you'd make a maneuver check. So 2, see if he goes home. All right. He can successfully go home. He doesn't get lost. All right. Yep, because yeah, they're also boomed out. So at the start of this next turn, that would be the situation. The real question is, Phantoms, do you want to stick around with 4 MiGs or do you also want to bail out of the game at that point? I think we're going to call the game at this point. I don't know. Yeah, all right. So they basically would yeah, well, exactly, we can. So that was counting, explaining the rules. That was 1 hour and 15 minutes. Most games take about an hour. So we can absolutely now play with much more complex rules. I should say much more complex. We can play with the cards. Cards are super easy. You can also change up which aircraft you're using if you wanted to. If someone wanted to fly a different airplane or wants to come over and fly Phantoms, you can do whatever. I'll gladly fly MiGs if someone wants to do that extra. So the cards, how do the cards work? All right. Once per activation, you can play a card. Now, if you look at some of them, like Buzzsaw, it's obviously a shooting card. So it only happens whenever I shoot. Some of them, like Rapid Roll, are a maneuver card. So it's going to happen at the beginning of your movement. We don't have any of them out there, but there are some other cards that happen at the start of your activation. So that's very important. So there are cards that would happen when you activate. You could move 45 degrees. And then you could obviously shoot because that's the first phase of your activation. Rapid Roll doesn't allow you to do that. You would do that first shooting phase, then you'd move 45 at the start of your move. But, you know, it allows you to do some cool things. The poor MiG-21MF, this is why I offer you to fly something else, has no trait cards. He only has a negative trait card of Rough Ride, which means when you burn advantage out there, it makes you have to take a maneuver test before you even shoot, basically saying that aircraft is pitching up. It's not that smooth of an aircraft. Yeah, or down. So the F4 also has complex, which is the same kind of thing, except you roll 2 less dice when you make that shooting or missile attack. So basically it's simulating for this guy that he's turning around, he's burned advantage to maneuver, and they're flipping switches, doing all these kind of things in the cockpit, probably less likely to hit. So that's why you shoot 2 less dice for complex. All right. Everyone want to do another round? Want to do? Okay, still MiGs? Still want to play MiG-17? So you still in, or you? All right. Let's change it up a little bit.
Is there any limit on the most modern you get?
So the Phantoms are the most modern fighter that we have in the game right now, because he's a jerk and he did F-14s for his stretch goal on his Kickstarter. Now I got to put F-14s in there. So we will get around to statting the F-14 at some point. All right.
So you guys are out of Alabama?
Yep, out of Huntsville. Or I am. He's out of here in Allentown. So what's that? No, I don't. I work for Navair, actually out of Pax River, but I'm a remote guy. So oh really? Oh, no kidding. Ah. Yep.
Maybe you guys be able to say hello to each other sometime.
All right, so we're going to do this. This is going to be basically the center point of the game. Go ahead and roll a die for amongst each of you as kind of an initiative die to see who gets to place their aircraft first. First, you got a 6. You're going to have F5, so let me give you, what do we have? 4s and 2s, 4s and 2s. We'll do the same mix. All right. So The first guy to place an aircraft will be you. You have the lowest initiative number. You can place an aircraft anywhere outside of 12 inches from the center point. Now, you're going to be last because you got highest, so you get to react to everything. So you can place anywhere outside of 12 inches of the center, and they can't place aircraft within 18 inches of you. So think about where the back end of your aircraft needs to be to keep them from jumping up behind you. But yeah, outside of 12. What's that? I'll do 4 to 2. All right. Now it's going to go ahead and beat you, and you can be anywhere outside of 18 inches of him and outside of 12 inches of the center. Oh, absolutely, yeah. All right. Go ahead and place yours. Outside of 12 of center and outside of 18 inches of him. So I am, but I'm going to come in from high cover. So what we're going to do is I'm going to roll twice. First roll is going to determine, is it going to be this way or this way? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so it's 4. So it's 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I get to place my high cover anywhere on this side of the board. Because I want to threaten the MiGs, I'm going to place it right there. Now, how does high cover work? So, at the end of a turn, any turn, I can do one of two things. I can either move that high cover marker 9 inches, or I can come onto the board advantaged. So the advantage of being in high cover is you come on advantaged. Not as much of a big deal with jets that obviously can gain advantage quickly. So let's go ahead and do like we did last time. Take a die, roll for each of your elements. Okay, everyone's got one die.
MiG 17s or 50s?
17s.
So you got the afterburner?
Yes, they do have afterburner. So,
Are they still subsonic though?
yes. What's that?
Per plane?
No, just for the whole element. So you roll. He rolled a. Yeah. So you've got a 5. So you're going to be advantaged. You're going to be neutral. So get set your guys to, and then roll for yours. See what your starting advantage is. All right, you're advantaged. Okay. All right, so that's the start of the game then. So the advantaged 4 Phantom will be the first to move. He's going to burn that advantage quick. All right, you can get up and move over there. It's probably easier if you're standing to... Yeah, that's the problem with these Phantoms. They're just a little bit heavier than the last batch. It's all right.
Was the last batch the Marines?
Well, it was printed with a different resin, so it was actually a little bit lighter. And I'll hold this guy so we don't bump. All right.
Fire missiles?
No, because you're neutral and they are advantaged. So, exactly. Yeah, so I'd stop back. Well, now, all right, and then you're going to go ahead and go up to advantage from that point, I guess? Yep. Okay. Advantage, sorry, you're neutral, so advantage make 17. All right. Cards. So remember, you've got rapid roll. So you can play a rapid roll card, and you can turn up to 45 degrees to start. There's probably not a reason to do that, but something to think about. What's that? No, he doesn't. He's still guns only.
I think the Soviets put missiles.
17s never did. Well, they at one point could carry the old, when they put a radar in a 17, finally the 17 PF was the first one that could actually carry a beam rider missile, but that was, I wouldn't exactly call that very effective. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, you're going to try to outmaneuver him? All right, so go ahead and roll 5 dice. 3, 4, 5. There you go. All right, so he's successful. He does not get outmaneuvered. All right, advantage 3. Yep. Yeah, all the way across the board. All right, your advantage 2. Oh, okay, you're going to go try to outmaneuver him. All right, so roll 5 dice again for your... Yeah, that's a common. Well, that's a common tactic. We're like, yeah, move everyone forward, try to knock him down. At some point, he's going to fail. Yep, he passed again. All right, your advantage 2. So he can. Yep. I'm going to hawk widget your triangles. All right, go ahead and mark him with your mark him. All right. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, just to make sure. Yep.
Disadvantage.
Yep. Yep. You can totally do that. So that will automatically drive him to neutral.
This guy just moving up to here.
Yeah, he's outside of 9 at that point. Yep. Okay. All right. Pardon me while I move my high cover marker. Need to move it an inch. Move it 4 inches there. Yes. Yes, so F4Es, Israeli F4Es versus MiG-21s. All right. What's the question? So per the rules, when you come in from my cover, you have to be perpendicular to the board. So I would have had to drive that way or burn advantage. So I'm like, you know what? It's worth it a turn to get directly behind him. Sure, even if you fight out, you do some other fight. At least now I'm not running that way. So I was not sure what the MiGs were going to do, but by going that way, it kind of screwed me to have to do that.
So you won't come until next turn.
Correct. Yeah. Okay, next turn.
Are these Egyptian?
Yes, so this is why it's a what if. So this is 1969, War of Attrition. No, that's fine. All right, advantage 4. Your advantage 4. What's that?
What if there was?
Oh, you just can't land on top of the other guy. You can't stop on his base. You can do whatever you want, but just don't stop on his base. Okay. Mark that guy. He will have to burn advantage next turn, or he will find out what happens when you fly off the board. All right, advantage for MiG-21. No, there's for that guy. You'd have to fly too far because there's his rear arc. Yeah.
Turn 45 that way, and then I'm getting that disadvantage again.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah. It will be an auto to go to disadvantage. Nope, because he's automatically, because he's a higher pilot skill than you. All right, advantage 4, make 17.
It's shocking.
If you burn advantage, you can't turn at the end. So what you would do is just you wouldn't turn as far to start with. Yeah, you would just, if you were going to try to tail him, you would just wouldn't turn as far to start with, and you just do like that.
Oh,
And so and
I
yeah.
thought I had to be this.
Well, you do, so you'll be in his rear quarter, but you'll be. Yep. Yeah.
Force.
Yep. You just boop boop boop, and that will automatically, because all of his allies are there, automatically force him disadvantage. Yes. You're like, great. Now I'm getting shot at. All right. So, yes. And would you want to play a card when you do that?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, you flip it over and then you get it back the next turn. So, what does heavy hitter do? What does it say?
Add 1 firepower die to your shot. Any success counts as 15.
All right. So, in that case, you're going to be 4 dice, plus 2 firepower, plus a fifth, another one for heavy hitter. And any hit is a critical automatically. Apparently, they did not do well at the Soviet School of Gunnery when they got their training. All right, mark that guy. Yeah. Okay. Nope, we already did him. He moved back, so it's, yeah, you're 3.
I'd like to stick together. Stick together.
Yep, stick together. Good call. And plus, now that he's already disadvantaged, you can take a shot. So, yeah.
Yeah, let's go together.
All right. So it's 3 dice plus 2 more, so it's going to be 6 dice. Because the fifth, 6 dice for the heavy hitter. Yep. They're rolling dice like you, Steve. This is amazing. All right.
What are you looking for, Steve?
Yeah, it's the only one that counts. All right.
Steve on those dice.
Yeah, exactly. They're starter set dice. We fooled you. All right. Advantage 2.
So it's a 1 in 16? Or is there more than one state on there?
No, it's just 1 in 6 odds. Yeah.
Losing advantage.
Okay.
Are you pointing them down when they're tapped, when they're finished for the turn? Or is
No, that's what the little wing marker is for. If they've already done the turn.
you have to do it in
I'll let you win.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
But I maneuver
That's
that.
just kind of like a
Well, yeah. So you lose an advantage over to go to neutral. Then you would be here. Then if you're going to shoot him, go ahead and do your maneuver check. So it's going to be 2 plus your agility of 2. So 4 dice. All right. So you can't shoot him. All right. So here's the vote, and I'll even throw the vote out to them. What pilot skills do you want me to come onto the board with? Oh, roll for them. I was going to take a 4 and a 2. 4 and a 2. You get outvoted.
shocking.
Shocking. Move your disadvantaged 2.
Me?
Yep.
Here?
All right. I'm going to move out of high cover. Okay, so that's the end of the turn, right? Okay, everyone pull their stuff.
You get an advantage.
Yeah, and you can go back to neutral. Advantage. Oh, wait, it's you first.
spends a
Yep.
thing to get turned around. Tip,
Yep.
neutral. Make sure I'm in missing range.
Yep. And we're gonna try this again. Stupid rough ride.
6 again. Oh, yeah, I have to do that first. Right?
Yep. Yep. You got to, because you burned advantage. No, you got to roll 2 more because it's 6 because you got. Okay. Well, it didn't matter anyway. All right.
Disadvantage anyway.
Yeah. Yes. So he is inside. You are inside gun range, and you are pointed right at him.
Let the missiles expire.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They're the best missiles that never left the bunker. All right.
I have to make it twice.
Now, advantage for, yes. This is like I told you, where I'm going to fail miserably, but I am going to shoot you in the face. So, because I'm advantaged and you're neutral, let's go with 4 dice, 2 dice for the cannons. I predict I'm going to miss. Okay, I didn't. I got a critical hit. So, for once, maybe I've used all my luck. So now you'll defend with 3 dice, 5 dice minus 1, 4 dice. So. All right, so lose a level of advantage and then shoot back. Yep. So you shoot back with 3 dice to. Yeah, so 3 dice plus your firepower, so 5. He could because it's the start of a whole new turn. So if you wanted to play heavy hitter, actually it's outside of 3 inches, so never mind. It's outside of 3, so he couldn't. This is like the first time in how many games that I've done a head-on shot and not been shot. Okay. Phew. All right. So now I got to move. Damn it. That whole move thing. Okay. I think that gets me beyond. Still within gun range. Stupid geometry. I was never good at geometry.
You can shoot again.
Yep. Yes, he can, because remember that shot was the starting shot of the turn. So that's going to tail him. All right, I'm going to take 1 more shot. Not that I have any skills to use with that, so it'll be 4 dice, 2 more shooting. All right. Another boom chit, and please defend. 4 dice, 6 dice. All right, he defended. Okay. Advantage 3s, any. So he just, if he defended, he didn't get shot down. Had he failed his defense there, he would have been shot down. Yeah, exactly. Then you would have been at 3 boom chits with 1 airplane left. All right. So then advantage 2s. All right, now I get to really prove that I have no dice. I'm going to take a head-on shot just because I'm greedy. This is always where it turns bad for Doug. I'm going to shoot at the 3. Yep, I missed. So now shoot back at me. They're 2nd gen. The A4s are 2nd gens. So you get 3 dice, 5 dice.
The F4s
are 3rd gen. Yep. Oh, see, like I said, this is where I get greedy. So I take a boom shit. And so now I have to defend with agility 3, pilot skill 2, 5 dice. This is where I fail to get any. Oh, okay. Well, my luck did hold. So I don't lose any levels of advantage on that one. You MiGs stop being lucky. All right, let's go 8. Okay, pilot skill 2, cannon 2. I miss. Well, what an underwhelming entry to the board. All right. Neutrals. Let me grab one of the wing markers. Yep. All right.
Pass the yellow one.
Right there.
45.
Okay. Now remember how far out he was, so he could have gained a level advantage.
Oh, I would have been.
Yep. So you're advantaged now. Just
Then I'm not sure to mess up this.
okay. Let me just make sure that he's.
Pilot skill plus.
Yep. You're with him. So it's going to be pod skill 2 plus firepower 2, pointed directly at him. Yep.
And I didn't rough ride this time, so I don't think
Correct.
this
And we still miss. All right. I had that red token. What did I do with it? I don't know. Oh, this kid just tossed me another red token. Marking is moved. Okay. So now all the disadvantage. So disadvantage 4. Here's the problem. You can't turn. So you're going to fly off the board. So roll a maneuver check, which is 4 dice, plus your agility of 1, and pass that check to be able to come back onto the board next turn. If you fail this check, that aircraft goes home. That aircraft goes home. But at least it doesn't count as a kill. So no boom chit, just moves off the board, out of the game.
I'm down to 1F4.
Well, don't worry, because the MiGs are going to have this very same problem next turn as well.
No, I can use my rapid roll to turn.
That's true. So like one guy can make a 45 and might not go off the board. We'll see how the others do it. All right. Disadvantages, everyone. Yeah, your guys. Oh, so they do have to activate. So, yep. Oh, yep, there you go. Min move. Try not to. Oh, yeah, just barely enough. Nice. All right. No, you only get 1 turn. So rapid roll just takes that turn and allows you to do it at the start rather than. Yeah, it's not a free one.
No, I just get shot down by you. Stuff is actually really well priced.
You know, that's the frustrating thing. I love Warlord because it is their base game, but yeah. But you do get bases in their stuff. You at least get the floppy bases, the advantage stands. All right. Next turn.
That guy gets to go, right?
No, he already went. Because we tailed him. That's why he went to. He was a. All right. Nobody's. Oh yeah, you do have an advantage guy. Okay, jerk. Yes, you can shoot. Yes, you can. So we changed that rule. It used to be that you could not shoot a missile at the beginning of the phase, and then we're like, yeah, just make it just like guns. So take it. It's a missile coming. Yep. You roll too many dice.
Pilot skill 4 plus 2, right?
The advantage guy is the 2.
Oh.
Yeah, 4 dice. Reroll. Sorry. Sorry to take all the fun out there. And we missed. All right. Yeah, so the advantage 2 is the guy moving. Sorry.
Close it and shoot him again.
Yep. It's obviously going to have to be guns now, but yep.
That's not 4, right?
Yep. Yeah, and you can make that. Okay, so you get hit. Right, yeah, rapid roll is... Oops, that one's for me. Oh, no, I don't have a boom chit on me. Why am I doing that? Oh, yeah, I do, because I got shot in the face. So that's one of these boom chits goes to the F4s, wherever I put their card. Oh, there's a card. All right. So now you need to defend with 3 dice. I'd take a second boom chit. All right. He goes away. He'll go away at the end of it. This will be the last turn for the F4s. All right. Yes, he got shot down. So, I mean, he's... Sorry. Done. All right. Neutrals. Neutral 4. And now I'm stuck in a fight with, with a bunch of MiGs. This might not be very good for Doug. I need to eliminate them very quickly. Sorry about that. Well, yeah, we already did him because he just moved.
So I'm going to play a advantage to get back here.
Yep.
And
Okay, I assume you're going to point directly at one of those guys. Okay. So there's 9.
And but that's enough to put him on his tail, right?
Well, so he's got to be within 6 inches. So take a look. So
9. I have more than enough.
yeah. So
I don't
well,
know.
no, he can't. Not if he burns advantage. So let's go. Oh,
6 inches would be.
so hold on, 9. So you're 16. Let's do it slow. So his max move is 16. So that would be where he is. Okay, now get the range ruler, and you're just outside of tailing. So yeah, you are. If that guy was at a lower advantage level than you would be. So, and once again, you can't die. Sorry, no, because they're at the same advantage level. So he still has to be at a lower advantage level. So that's why it worked out so well last game when we knocked a guy to disadvantage. Everyone just closed within 12 inches to take a shot. Okay, but you can still outmaneuver. So correct. In other words, take one of my cards, send me an email, and I will give you the convention rate, no shipping, if you want to order stuff that we don't have in stock. No, there's.
Sorry, guys. I mean, you're good.
No, that's what he's here for.
I'll auto knock that guy.
I was about to say exactly. So even though he gains 1 for being the not the closest guy, he's only a 3. So knock him down. Perfect. All right. So that now means my guy can't really do anything cool to them. All right. So now I gotta.
You gotta deal with all of that.
Am I? Yep, I'm still within 9. So stop moving around. So 13, 7. He does have rapid roll, but that still only gets me. Well, I guess not gonna do it. That would be the smart thing to do. All right. So then I'm going to attempt at. Well, you're both disadvantaged. I can't do anything. I should have played rapid roll, but I'm not going to go back and do it because I forgot about it. All right. Neutrals. Disadvantage. Your 2 guys, your 2 disadvantaged guys will go. Yep. So rapid roll and. Yep. And now you're outside 9. Darn you guys. All right. I will remember to play rapid roll on this guy. Okay. I'm just going to chase you around disadvantage. I think at this point there's not a whole heck of a lot else I can do. So game definitely goes to you guys on that one. What's that? No, because you can't tail when you're disadvantaged. So because I'm disadvantaged, I'm just going to keep chasing you around. It wouldn't do anything. I should have rapid rolled that guy. That would have been my last chance to influence anything on the game. But because I didn't think about it until you reminded me, I'm like, stupid Doug. How did I forget that? Yeah. All right. We'll call that game. So that shows you how quick the Beyond Mig Alley rules can work. How the missiles and everything work. So we're going to be around here all weekend. So if you want to, we're doing Vietnam again tomorrow. So we're doing that at 10 a.m. Or we can do regular Blood Red Skies if anyone wants to, or whatever you all want to play. So,
How long does
good
it
game.
take to print
Depends on your resin printer. So basically, if you order custom stuff or
for like, yeah.
So we still have a lot of stuff in stock. What are you thinking of besides what's obviously not there, but
Basics and food?
got those in stock? So it means basically when I get back, I can ship them. Let's see here. What have I got? I just got a
I
couple.
was talking about like bringing it in front of the Vietnam Warfare.
Oh yeah, and I don't have any other. Oh, I have those printed that we can play with, but I don't have any that I can order. Put it in order.
Are you gonna use those?
Yeah, we can do it.
Alright.
We can definitely do the A6s.
Are we gonna be
counting? Like any targets?
Oh, thank you. If you can stop the stream. Yep, we're all done. Yeah, so we'll do a ground attack one with those guys. I will change it up. I was going to put A7s in there, but we'll put A6s in tomorrow.